Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here, and I am sure glad that No Shave November is over with. We always have a little fun with that at my workplace, but I'm glad it's over. Welcome back to the range. I finally picked up a Taurus revolver. Been looking at these for a long time. Some of my friends that post videos that I've kind of become virtual friends with here on YouTube have posted videos of various Taurus revolvers and seem to have had good luck with them, seem to really like them. I'd always been a little bit leery of them. What tipped the scale for me is when Chase, my friend Chase, bought that 627 that I featured here on the channel, and that gun really will shoot. It's a really good shooting revolver. Didn't have any issues, timing was good, cylinder gap was good. Just seems to be a really good revolver. Of course, you know, time will tell and all that stuff, but finally broke down and bought me one. I figured go big or go home, so I bought the Taurus Raging Hunter 460. This thing's chambered in 460 Smith & Wesson, and it is a beast. And that's what we're taking a look at here today. Of course, we're going to do some shooting with it. Going to take it over, get some close-ups of it like I always do on the bench top. So let's get rolling. See if I can put some on that steel here at about 40 yards. Oh yeah. Sights seem to be pretty well on. Let's try some single action. It is a hunting revolver. I think most people taking shots at game are going to utilize that single action mode. Haven't had any problems with extraction. None of them seem to stick, which is good. Stay up there. Oh, thought it was going to fall. I have to quit shooting my shaving cream now that I'm shaving again. Let's go one-handed. Woohoo! All right, so here we are at the bench. I figure I might as well start by showing you guys how the gun came to me brand new when I picked it up. This gun is still relatively new to me. I just bought it toward the end of October there. I forget what day exactly, but it was around the end of October, and we're only in December, and including the rounds that you've seen me shoot in this video, I still have less than 30 rounds through this revolver. So still relatively new, not a longevity review by any means. Thought I'd show you the box and stuff and what came in it. I know some of you guys don't like this, it's kind of boring, but others do. They appreciate seeing how the gun comes if you buy a new one. The gun will be wrapped in plastic, in a plastic bag. You'll get your warranty information, a warning about the hazards of lead, and of course your owner's manual. And this is a decent little owner's manual. Got a lot of pictures and stuff in it. If you're like me, I look more at the pictures than I do the reading. I'm just kidding. You should always read through your owner's manual. That's a pretty decent one. Let's see here. Hey, there's my receipt. You know, I forgot I'd had that in here. MSRP on this revolver is $1,065 as of today's date. I just checked it on the website. I always quote MSRP in my videos because store prices can vary so much, but in this case, since I've got my receipt right here, I'll show you what I gave for this one. You shouldn't pay MSRP unless a gun is in like real high demand or hard to get for some reason, for most guns. Now, some guns command more than MSRP, but those are the exception rather than the rule. So I bought this at Bud's in Lexington, and I paid $862.85 plus tax. So when I quote MSRP in a video, I always get some comments about how that sounds ridiculously high, but MSRP is just what it is, manufacturer's suggested retail price. And you also get this little lock here. So we'll go ahead and put this to use right now. I always like to test those locks. I mean, if it can't hold up to a 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum, really, what good is it? So anyway, onto the revolver. It'll come in this plastic bag. Got the Taurus logo on it there. It'll have a, get that box out of the way. It'll have a rear sight protector on it. Just pop that off. And it'll have a chamber flag installed. Now, to open the cylinder on this big Magnum revolver, you have to press the rear cylinder latch and the front. It's got one here in the front too. You pull down on it. Now you can press the cylinder open and get rid of that chamber flag. Alright, so let's go over this revolver real quick. It is a 5-shot, double action, single action revolver. Steel frame, steel cylinder, aluminum alloy barrel shroud. All this you see here is aluminum alloy, but it has a stainless steel ported barrel, a barrel sleeve in there. Black oxide finish on the steel parts, black anodized finish on the aluminum alloy parts. Of course, it is a large gun. It's their large frame revolver. Rubber grip. Got a cushion strip here in the back of it. Really helps with the recoil. This thing comes in at 54 ounces, which that alone will help with recoil. But with that big 460 Magnum, those hot 460 Magnum loads, it still packs a punch. It still kicks pretty good. Transfer bar safety. You can see that in action in some of that slow motion footage that I showed you guys. It does have a nice Picatinny rail here along top. I say nice because it's a nice long rail that gives you plenty of room for mounting options, whether you want a handgun scope on here or a red dot sight, whatever kind of optic you would want, you could easily mount it on this. It does come with a good set of sights. I like these sights. Fully adjustable rear sight. You can adjust your elevation here, your windage here. I have not touched it. I have not adjusted these sights at all. It seems to be pretty close to being on. I'm going to sit down at the bench and do a separate video. I want to shoot a group at 50 yards and see what kind of group I can get with it. And that'll tell me exactly what kind of adjustments I need to make to these sights. I'm just shooting it as it came out of the box right now. You can get different barrel lengths. I chose the 6 3/4 inch barrel. And with that barrel length, it gives the revolver an overall length of 12.5 inches. It's about 6.5 inches tall, about 1.8 inches wide. So it is a behemoth of a revolver. And here's a clip from a previous video I did showing my largest revolver, which is the Raging Hunter 460, and my smallest revolver, which is the NAA 22 Short, side by side. The size difference between these two makes them look ridiculous together. I'm going to talk for a minute about the trigger and just the overall action feel of this revolver. Let's give it one more look-see, make sure we're clear, can't be too safe. The double action is fairly good. It's heavy. It's a little heavy, but it's not bad. You could easily stage this trigger, or you could just pull it clean through. Pretty good double action. The single action I've got a little bit of an issue with. It's really heavy for a single action hunting revolver. It takes a lot of force to make that trigger fall, or make that hammer fall. I've got my trigger scale here. I like a hunting revolver to break at about 3 pounds, 2.5 to 3 pounds. This one, let's see what it pulls. I'll guarantee it's more than that. Golly, look at that. 9 pound, 1.5 ounces. So, this gun could definitely use a trigger job. Needs to be cleaned up a little bit, maybe some springs changed and a good polishing. I mean, it's not like, it's not a bad trigger, it's just really heavy. Way heavier than it should be for a single action. Double action, I love. Single action, a little bit heavy for my taste. And there's really no point in trying to measure the double action pull. This little scale only goes to 12 pounds. This revolver is chambered, of course, for the 460 Smith & Wesson. The 460 Smith & Wesson is a Magnum version of the 454 Casull, which itself is a Magnum cartridge. That makes the 460 Smith & Wesson a Super Magnum. It's a Magnum version of a Magnum that's already out there, so it's a Super Magnum. The 460 is a 45 caliber. Some people get that confused because of the name. It takes the same diameter bullet as the 454 Casull and the 45 Colt. You can actually shoot 454 Casull and 45 Colt from this revolver. They're just shorter. Of course, that doesn't work the other way around. You can't drop a 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum into a 454 Casull chamber. It's too long. And even if it weren't, you wouldn't want this in there anyway. This thing operates at 65,000 PSI when loaded to its full potential. That's the same as a 300 Weatherby Magnum rifle round. Very, very high pressure round, very powerful round. The ammo that I've been shooting today is loaded by Underwood ammunition. It is a 300 grain XTP jacketed hollow point. Advertised velocity 1,750 feet per second. That is a powerhouse. That's about 2,040 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. Now, I haven't chronographed these. I'm going to do that when I do that follow-up video and I do the 50-yard group. I'll also shoot it over the chronograph and see what we're getting out of this revolver. But that is just, for a 300 grain bullet, 1,750 feet per second, that's pretty stout. And these are loaded with a flash suppressant powder to keep the muzzle flash down. And you can still see in some of the footage I shot today that this thing just creates a huge muzzle blast, a big fireball, even with the flash suppressant powder that Underwood uses. Alright guys, so I'm going to have to bring this video to a close. I've got a big mess I've got to clean up. I don't like to leave my range filthy for very long. It's fun making the mess, but I got to get down here and clean it up. So, this is a very nice hunting revolver, with the one caveat that I get a trigger job with it and get that single action trigger pull lightened up. That's my only complaint with it. Seems to be a great revolver otherwise. Don't have a lot of experience with it yet. Just talking about what I'm seeing so far. Really liking it. So I am going to do that follow-up video. I want to shoot some groups at 50 yards, shoot it over the chronograph, that sort of thing. But if there's anything else you guys would like to see me do with this revolver, let me know in the comments. I don't get to answer every comment anymore. I get so many across all of my videos that I can't get to them, but I do read them. I scroll through them and read them every day. And if you guys want to see me do something with this, whether it's ballistics, gel, shoot how many 2x4s, plywood, whatever. If there's something you want to see me do with it, try to hit something longer, at a longer range with it or something, just let me know and I'll sure give it a try. Guys, remember, anytime anybody asks you to give up a little bit of your freedom for the greater good, just remind them that freedom is the greater good. But that's all I've got for today, and I'll talk with you guys again soon.